Now, I asked these young people to stand up. I asked you to stand for a reason. I grew up here in Indianapolis, went to Perry Meridian High School, graduated from Perry, grew up in Brightwood. No reason whatsoever why you should not be taking education seriously. These people that you saw on the screen, and I had and I'm thankful, I'm 43 years old, but I had the chance to meet Congressman John Lewis. I had the chance to meet Andrew Young, these same people who marched with Dr. King. And I have a mom that's sitting up here in the front row who grew up in Mississippi, who picked cotton, who witnessed lynchings and witnessed the injustice. So some of you young people ask, what can we do? Because most of us wasn't around when this happened. I wasn't even around. I wasn't born in the 60s. I was born in the 70s. But you ask, what can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is you can take education seriously. Because the only reason you're failing is because you are not self-motivated to succeed. I don't care if you grew up without your father. I don't care if you're growing up in poverty, because I've been through all that. Never met my biological father. But my heavenly Father ain't never left me. He's always been there. If you're not succeeding, it's because you don't want to succeed. You got to stop pointing the finger at everybody else. My mom didn't have to make me read at night. I was motivated to do that, and guess what? We didn't have Facebook. We didn't have Twitter. We didn't have Instagram or Yik Yak or Snapchat and all the other. Yeah, anybody know what I'm talking about? You actually had to get on that microfiche. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Ain't old school in the house? We didn't have Google. How dare you, young people? How dare you be lazy and not be responsible enough to take responsibility for your own grades and your own self-being? How dare you do that? Because the only thing you got to do is pick up a computer or pick up your phone and go to Google. Some of you don't even know these folks on this screen. But these people died so you can live. These people gave their lives. I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about white people. I'm talking about people of all races, of all colors. And you pay homage just by going to school and doing the right thing. So if you're failing in school or if you're not giving your all, then you're disrespecting these people, you're disrespecting yourself, and you're disrespecting your parents. Anybody in agreement with that? Nobody is stopping you but you. So next time you're on your phone this afternoon, why don't you start Googling some of this stuff? If you don't know about the Civil Rights Movement, you don't know about the Voter Registration Act, you need to Google it. Because some of us refuse, and adults too, we refuse to vote. How dare you adults refuse to vote after these people died so you can vote? That's disrespectful of us to do that. Young people, one thing I want to leave you with today. As you go back to your seats, and as you go back out here in the streets, and you go back to your prospective neighborhoods, are you original or are you a fake? Some of y'all looking at me strange. I asked you that question because many of us make so many excuses about our circumstances, but if you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. How many of you plan on going to college? How many of you plan on graduating from college? I need to see 2 hands and your feet. If you plan on going to college, you plan on graduating from college, but your cousin is running around selling drugs, then you need to cut him off. You need to be hanging with people who are doing what you're doing. How many athletes in the room are so-called athletes? Got about 3 of you in here. I see you. All 3 of you. If you plan on playing sports or you want to be involved in school, whatever you do, it requires one thing. It's called discipline. Can somebody tell me what discipline is? What does that mean? Way up there at the top, and you got to yell out like you mean it. Say it one more time. Okay, so how do you keep yourself in order? So does that mean that your parents need to tell you what you need to do? Exactly. Give him a hand for that. He said you need to know what you need to do. So your parents shouldn't have to tell you to fix the bed. Your parents shouldn't have to tell you to take the trash out. Your parents shouldn't have to tell you to pick up a book and read. You should be self-motivated. But parents, we need to start being parents to our kids. Our kids shouldn't be running our households. Parents, you hear me? Some of us are allowing our kids to be too disrespectful. So as I close today, because we have a couple of more dynamic people want to come up, I don't want to hold you on the Saturday, but what I do want to share with you, and especially our parents, is that we have to step up and we have to do better. We have too many disrespectful young people. My mom over there, I'm 43 years old, and I still have a fear for my mother. I got raised by my mom and my grandmother, and they'll knock you unconscious for looking at them wrong. We used to have a fear for our educators. We had a fear for our parents. But now, we run out here not fearing anything, but I'm paying the bills. And I have 3 kids of my own, and some of you looking at me, I have a son in high school. He'll be graduating in 2 years. He's 6'3". But every now and then, I have to remind him, how's your breathing? Because some of you young, let me ask you young people here, how many of you paying for your lights at your house? You paying the light bill? Okay, how many, I say young people, how many of you paying the gas bill? I'm sorry. How many of you going to the grocery store buying groceries? Yeah. How many of you paying the mortgage? So I'm sorry, you're not paying nothing. Why you got so much to say then? Parents, we need to take our homes back. We need to take our communities back. We need to take our streets back. Young people, grab a seat. Grab a seat. Come on up here, man. Come on up here, Gordon. Come on up here, Mark. Let me tell you something. A lot of people talk about it. Some people be about it. I want to thank these 2 young men, Gordon Fikes, Mark Webster, been knowing these young men for a long time, for taking out their Saturday and taking out of their pockets to make sure that you come here and enjoy this movie. So let's give them a hand for that today. God bless you.
Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.